YouTube world? Billy fucking Paz here in the motherfucking work truck. You know, yesterday I put up like 2 video tributes to the motherfucking Chris Benwahhhh. Everybody's talking about it 5 years ago. Da-da-da-da-da. You don't know what's going on. Fucking real work. Alright, good. Good for you, Muda. Anyways, Benwahhhh. 5 years ago, we all knew that he died. 5 years ago, wrestling changed. Alright? For the worst, in my opinion. Now, people want to say, well, it was Linda McMahon, she's, running for Senate. I understand that, and while I will say that's some contributions to it, I would say that you probably didn't need to change the product. I would say that the product had already been, not PG, but it probably didn't need to be changed, so I really can't blame Linda, because 2007, before Chris died, it was already toned down, you know what I'm saying? Like, you still had ECW around, but it wasn't like ECW one-night stand shit, you know what I'm saying? So, Benwahhh's actions definitely would change, professional wrestling. And it sucks, because to me, Benwahhh's one of those guys where, he did that strong style. He was the fucking man, I'm telling you. And you guys all know this, but technical wrestling, it's something that's missing today. We still have Daniel Bryan. And some people are comparing Daniel Bryan to Chris Benwahhhh. And that's stupid as fuck, honestly. These WWE marks saying this shit at a house show, it pissed me the fuck off. They were like, yeah, Bryan Danielson, he emulates, Daniel Bryan, he emulates Chris Benwahhhh. No, they're just really good wrestlers, and people notice that. It's something that's missing today. It's Chris Benwahhhh was always one of those guys. He was never amazing on the mic, but you know what? His wrestling brought a sense of realness to it. Before, people were like, MMA. This dude brought athleticism to the sport of professional wrestling, and that is why Chris Benwahhhh will always be missed to me. He was always one of those guys, like I said. I put him in the top 5. Now people want to say, he's a murderer, this and that. You know what? Shit happens. I mean, when they ran the autopsy, like Luke Cage said, they found out that this guy's brain was like a fucking old man, 77 years old with dementia and shit like that. It's crazy. And it's good that they ran that stuff, because it shows that concussions and things like that can lead to this, okay? Most people don't know this, but if you watch Chris Benwahhhh, The Aftermath, okay, at the end is this crazy fucking dude. Weird as fuck right now, I'm telling you. The guy's like, yeah, the reason why Chris snapped on Nancy is because Nancy fucked Vince. And I don't fucking believe that shit. But I mean, who knows? I mean, Nancy could have said something that pissed Chris off. Or done something. Who knows? I don't know. The world will never know. Just the people involved will know. So, I don't know. It's crazy to think about it. It sucks. Bob Holly talked about how he talked to Chris in his last few days, and how Chris was pissed off and really looking forward to seeing him and shit. I mean, the world will never know what happened to Chris Benwahhhh his last 2 days. And, I don't want to say that Chris didn't do it, but there's always that part of me that wants to believe that Chris didn't do it, because he's Chris Benwahhhh. He is probably the number one guy. John Cena said it. Fucking Triple H said it. He's one of those guys that was just so respectful for the business. He cared about it. He cared about pro wrestling. He didn't care about fucking sports entertainment. But, I don't know. Benwahhhh, gonna miss him. Love this guy. Love his in-ring work. Love his dedication to the business. People want to say he's not great. I say you're fucking wrong. This guy's heart was in it. You watch his old matches from 93, 94, 95 even. When he was in fucking New Japan Pro Wrestling, fighting people like Liger and shit. Fighting people like fucking, cops and shit. You know what I'm saying? Fuck people. But, New Japan. ECW. WCW. And, it's just amazing. Chris Benwahhhh had a hell of a career. We talk about New Japan. amazing stuff there. Little run in ECW. Got some noticed, He went to WCW. He was, TV champ. He was United States champ. He was tag team champ. In 1997, mid-card, holy shit, that place was on fire in WCW. Why? I would say partly because of Chris Benwahhhh, okay? So he became world champ in 2000 when WCW didn't mean shit anymore. Whatever. He was still the world champ there. Goes to WWF with Perry Saturn, Eddie Guerrero, and Dean Malenko. Dean Malenko and Chris Benwahhhh, awesome. Love these guys. I don't know. And, he started off hot in WWF. He had feuds with people like The Rock, you know what I mean? Fully Loaded, 2000. Just great stuff. It's sad. I don't know. Because Chris is just an amazing wrestler, and it sucks that he's gone. And I will always be a big fan of Chris Benwahhhh. So, yeah. Go ahead. Call him the killer. Call him a fucking asshole that murdered his family. Not here to fucking pass judgment on a guy that did something. Or maybe he didn't. Like, who's to say that that's not the perfect fucking murder fucking shit? You know what I mean? Like, you want to make somebody look like they fucking killed somebody? That's the way to do it. You fucking lay 2 fucking Bibles next to your fucking dead bodies and you fucking hang Chris Benwahhhh. I mean, I'm not saying Chris didn't do it. I'm just saying we really don't know who did what and what happened. But I respect Chris Benwahhhh, okay? Maybe he went into some fucking mind state where it was like, he had to do this, and because, he became rational after fucking he killed his family. It was like, you know what? I'm going to go too because life is not worth living without them. So, am I saying he did the right thing? I don't know. Am I saying he did the wrong thing by killing him? Absolutely. But I think Chris became, he came down from whatever he was on or whatever fucking trauma shit was going on in his fucking brain. But I miss Chris Benwahhhh. I miss his wrestling. Miss his presence. Dude was the man. Can't deny that. And without guys like him, you would definitely not have guys like your fucking Davey Richards. So, Chris Benwahhhh, rest in peace. Enough of that. Talked about this long enough. Everybody's been talking about Benwahhhh and shit. But just want to put my views out there. Much respect. Sucks about what happened. Sucks about what happened to the business. How it's changed. Sucks about how WWE, blocks his image on everything. But I understand it. I just don't agree with it. Really fucking pass. Till next time. The Crippler.